Welcome to Sir Viv Richards. Sir, welcome to the show.
Okay.
Hi, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Viv, first of all, thanks a lot for you supporting PSL so much. You've been there with the Gladiators since day one. And I just wanted to ask what brings you back on and on to Pakistan, the kind of support that you've given to Pakistan cricket, the kind of support that you've given to cricket coming back to Pakistan. What brings you back?
Well, I've got some good friends over here. I would have played against a lot of good guys over the years. And I've always enjoyed touring, and especially coming to these parts. When I was given an opportunity to be part of the Quetta Gladiators, I felt it was an opportunity that I could not miss because, as you can see, and everyone knows, we are a family. Even though we lose at times, sometimes we still try and pick ourselves up and get ourselves back in the lane where we can do some winning again.
So, Sir Viv, you travel around the world, you watch cricket being played almost all over the world, you see a lot of franchise cricket. How do you rate the standard of cricket at PSL when you compare it with the other leagues around the world?
But that is why I'm here, because I believe it's one of the highly contested leagues, T20 leagues, that you can find. The individuals that you see on show on a regular basis, it is just magnificent to see. And as a sport-loving individual, and more so the game of cricket, it is just a joy to see such talent on show.
When we talk about your style of playing, when you used to play, that courage, that thing, you were ahead of your time. You were playing like a T20 player with all that courage and all that power and all that confidence. But nowadays, when I ask you for T20 and being that courageful, what do you think are the most important aspects? Like, is it the courage? Is it the mindset? Or is it the technically strong skills that a player should be to be good and successful in T20 format?
What I think I enjoy more than anything else, I always believe that batsmanship would always be the same, regardless of whatever period that you would have played. I also believe in the fast bowling department that they all would remain the same. One of the things that I'm highly impressed with is just the power shots. Maybe you could say the bats are so much better. The feeling is of a magnificent standard at times. Some of the catches that you see, it is just mind-blowing. So these things, I believe, are some of the improvements that the game would have made over the years. Just high-quality feeling and catching at times.
And I often wonder, what if Sir Viv was playing T20 cricket at this age? I mean, it would have been the most difficult thing for any batsman in the world to take this man off the peak. Yeah. And for any player, I mean, because he would have been the #1. Sir, do you really, at times, do you ever regret the fact, oh, I wish I was playing cricket at this age? I mean, this is my kind of cricket and I really love it. Do you ever think that way, sir?
There's no regret. There's no regret whatsoever. I'm one of these individuals who like it because, you know, one who would have played over the years, many years, and at a time when you didn't have all this stuff as the money and stuff like that. Yeah. But I'm never an individual to gloat about what guys are getting today or anything like that. I can only encourage. And one of the things that I hope that they do not forget is the fact that they were pioneers before T20 came. And this is why you have T20. And this is why we keep on improving where the game is concerned. Because to me, it is, I love the sport. And I'm just glad to see the individuals of today earning the money that they're earning. I think it was long overdue. And I'm all in support of individuals doing, so long as you can come and give up your best and be as professional as you can be, because this is what you do when you know you're earning good money.
Exactly. Sir, if we talk about you and Quetta Gladiator, we have seen the bond, we have seen you supporting Quetta Gladiator, owning Quetta Gladiator, being in the dugout, enjoying every moment. If I talk about Sarfaraz Ahmed, what kind of a bond do you guys share?
I've always enjoyed, even before I came to the PSL and to be around the Quetta Gladiators, I've always enjoyed Safraz, one of the things that I appreciate about him, and I think maybe I'm an individual because the fact that I used to wear my heart on my sleeve, and I see Safraz doing the same thing. He brings that particular passion to the game. There are times he's accused of maybe being too hard, but this is what captains do. Captains try and get the best out of the individuals who are on the field, and if the guys are not doing as well, a captain have every right to pull them up. And as we have seen over the years as well, it's an individual who is passionately involved in the game and wants to see the best, not just for himself, but also the players that he's captain.
So Quetta, if you talk about Quetta Gladiators in HPL PSL 7, so do you see the team in a spot of bother right now? You are at number 5. I think you lost a very important battle.
Yes. It's a fact. It's a fact that we're in a spot of bother. But one should never ever forget, so long as you are competing, that you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. And one of the things that I'm always passionate about, that when you are down, how are we going to get ourselves back? And this is what you can only focus on. One's got to remember that we are not playing against ourselves. We are playing against teams that are highly competitive. Yes. And being so competitive, it's going to be, you're going to have your ups and downs. And we've got a few games left. And the things that you could try and get home to the individuals that you are supposed to be mentoring is the fact that never to lose your belief. This is why we are all here, because we believe. And that's one of the factors that I believe we can only spread through to the Quetta Gladiators, that all things are possible if we can continue to compete as hard as we can and to believe in the talent that we have.
And do you think this belief in positivity was missing in the last season of Quetta Gladiators because you weren't there because of these COVID situations and all?
It happens. I think it was troubled times, I guess, not just maybe for cricketers and sportsmen and women around the world, but also for any normal citizen, that COVID did play a part in the way it did affect each and every one of us lives. But certainly it did with PSL. I think it was 6, if I'm correct in saying. But this is what it's all about. Now we are seeing that we have had some fractions of the crowd being back, which does help. Having the fans in the ground is of enormous importance to the teams that participate.
So, when you see the batsmen batting in the HPL PSL, is there any particular batsman when you look at, you say, well, this is my kind of a batsman? I mean, this is what Sir Viv used to be like. Like, we've got 2 of the best T20 players right now playing. One is playing really well, Rizwan, and the other one is struggling a bit, Babar. But other than these 2, or maybe one of these 2, do you think plays closest to your style?
Well, I've mentioned these 2 before. I think they're high-class performance. They have not just been doing it in the PSL, but also for their countries. When you look around, you see young Masood, who I think is a magnificent player. We saw Jason Roy just the other day smacking a few around, and we're hoping that he can get back into that sort of form again. We saw young Smeed as well, having scored. And one of the things I was quite impressed with young Smeed was the fact that when he was 99, he wasn't just looking to secure that I wanted to get a century, but he was going big in order to make sure that his team had a decent enough score. And there's so many. This PSL, in my opinion, does create a lot of excitement, and individuals can go on from here to bigger things.
Let's just broaden this question further on. Which batsman right now in this current era or age fascinates you the most?
Well, I've always enjoyed the guys, who would have had a little bit of experience in red ball cricket. When you look at maybe a Joe Root, you look at all the guys, who would have participated at red ball level. I see Baba as well. And even though Baba doesn't look like he's hurting the bowlers, certainly I'm telling you, you ask the bowlers exactly, because it's an individual who can pace the field. And that to me is just saying something about the individual. Batsmanship is about finding the gaps, and Baba is certainly one of the best doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that we are really missing, sir, in this PSL is the presence of the West Indian players, because they've added a lot of color and a lot of vibrance to the tournament. But this time, because we know of the international schedule and all, and the commitments that are taking place. So the West Indian team is in India right now. Are you following their performance? Because they appear to be in the spot of bother for sure. Now the wins are not coming.
Well, it happens, you know. But what I know for sure is that particular team that was picked to tour India is the team that I believe is solid enough to take us on to the next World Cup, which is going to be held in Australia. Right. When you look around that team in itself, you can see the talent. And don't worry about what's happening in India at present. I think maybe the bigger picture is when we get to the T20 tournament in Australia pretty soon.
Yes, and that would matter. It would be the biggest event of this year, obviously the ICC's event. But our last question for you, Sir Viv, any message for the public of Pakistan regarding cricket coming back, strongly coming back, because Australia would be touring Pakistan now?
What I've always enjoyed about coming to this part of the world, it's just the support which you get from the fans. The fans, they're always engaged. There's a particular passion. And the only thing that you can ask players to do is when fans are in such support, and especially with cricket being back, hopefully on a regular basis in Pakistan, that the cricketers themselves can give that maximum support, which I know they can, and that can only raise the level of not just the PSL, but also cricket back in Pakistan again, and hopefully for the long term.
Hopefully for a very long time, but thank you, Sir Viv. Thanks a lot for all your time, and we'll welcome you always with our open hearts to Pakistan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I fully appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you.